Hey, what's going on, everybody? So today I'm going to be sharing with you all what I watched in the month of August. I have my letterbox pulled up here, and I did watch quite a few movies. I think it's like, I don't know, 10, 12. I'm not going to count right now, but I'm just going to kind of go through them, give you my brief thoughts, if I thought it was good, I thought it was worth checking out or not. And I'm sure most of you have already seen these movies, but just wanted to share my thoughts. So I'm going to go ahead and start it off here. And by the way, if I own the movie, I'm gonna show you which edition I own. So first up, I watched Men in Black. So if I open it up here, as you can see, I also like to add tags to kind of remind myself where I watched it, whether it was on streaming, Blu-ray, 4K, so on. But Men in Black, yeah, I went ahead and gave this 5 stars. This was a rewatch, obviously. Saw it when I was a kid. And if you haven't seen Men in Black, where have you been, right? No, but really, like this movie is such a classic. Will Smith, Tommy Lee Jones, they couldn't have casted better actors. They have such great chemistry in this movie. Vincent D'Onofrio obviously does a fantastic job as a villain. Great makeup, great effects there. Really, really impressive. I almost unrecognizable as a villain there. But yeah, unfortunately I don't own it, and as you can see here, I put watched on streaming, so it might still be on Netflix. Check it out. Pretty sure y'all have seen it though. But yeah. Next up, Prey. Also caught that on streaming. I got the free trial for Hulu for this one. And I liked it. Gave it 3.5 stars. So, that's pretty good. I thought it was fine. There was a lot to like. Standouts for me were the scenery, the action, the cinematography. All that was pretty cool. I thought that Predator looked pretty awesome, to be honest. I guess what kind of held this movie back for me was just the overall story. I wasn't like super invested. I don't know. I don't know what it was. I can't pinpoint it, but at times I was just like, okay. It just took a while to get going. But Amber Mid Thunder was pretty good in it. I feel like this would have been a really cool movie to have been released in theaters. I feel like that would have made the experience much better. I try not to let the theater influence my thought of the movie. It definitely enhances the experience, but I like to judge a movie based on its own merit, not where I watch it, or how great it looks or sounds in theater. But I feel like for this one it would. Sometimes you can't help it, and it does help. But then I also caught another movie on streaming on Disney Plus, Tarzan, one that I really enjoyed growing up. Soundtrack, Phil Collins is the man. But this is a really fun one. It's got comedy, it's got heartfelt moments. The animation, super cool. The swinging on the vines, the surfing on the trees. It's all cool. It's all cool. And, this one will never get old for me. Childhood classic. Next up, I do own this one, and I did add the tag here that I saw it on Blu-ray. Event Horizon, right here. The Scream Factory edition. And I didn't upgrade this to 4K because I'm totally fine with this version. I think it looks pretty cool. And even though the steelbook does look pretty sick, I'm happy with this. But I thought this was good. I gave it 3 stars. For me, 3 stars is a movie that it was good. I might rewatch it. I might not. I thought that this was definitely a really cool story. The concept was intriguing. To me, it reminded me a lot of the movie Ghost Ship. If you haven't seen Ghost Ship, it's basically a haunted ship. And this movie reminded me a lot about that. The effects were really well done. I thought that Lawrence Fishburne and Sam Neill from Jurassic Park did a really, really good job. They were probably my favorite performances and my favorite characters in the movie. Everybody else, kind of didn't really care if they died. I wasn't really into like the other characters or their backgrounds, their backstories. But yeah, this movie was really creepy and gory. I'm glad I finally watched it. I know a lot of people have a lot of nostalgia for this one, or they consider it like a sci-fi horror classic. Uh, for me, it was good, solid, but didn't become one of my favorites or anything like that. Men, oh gosh, I gave it 2.5 stars. That's not a great score for me. It's like it's fine. It was watchable. 2.5 is watchable. And I kind of dissing Alex Garland here in the review, but I'm a big fan of his. I really like Ex Machina and Annihilation, but this one was just a miss for me. Like throughout the whole entire first half of the movie, I was super invested. I was like, into it. I was, it was scary. I was creeped out. I was invested in the character, Jesse Buckley's character. It's like I started getting a little weird, right? I was fine with it. I was like, okay, like I wonder where this is going, and then it's just the payoff wasn't worth it for me. I get the message. I think I mentioned in my August Blu-ray haul that, or maybe I didn't say this, but anyways, I understand the message that Alex Garland was trying to put out there, but I just didn't really fully connect with it. I wasn't a huge fan of the direction of where this movie went. I thought that, I guess I was expecting something a little different, and it just didn't turn out the way I would have hoped. So yeah, and oops, forgot to show it, but yeah, I do own it. I do own the Blu-ray. This was a blind buy. Um, I don't regret the purchase though. I probably will. I probably will go back to it at some point in the future. Maybe my thoughts will change, but next up, Wally. I saw this on streaming. Mid-tier Pixar for me, which is still very good. Obviously, I give it 4 stars. I really like this movie. The animation is super super cool. The story is super interesting, and you know, pretty creepy if you think about it. Because I feel like as a society or the world we live in could potentially end up like the Wally universe here, but yeah, hopefully not. Hopefully not. Lightyear, man. What can I say? This was a first time watch for me on Disney Plus. I waited till it went on streaming, and I'm glad that I did, I guess, because I thought that it was fine. I didn't love it. The animation obviously was gorgeous. I thought that Chris Evans was a great choice for the voice of Buzz. I also thought it was pretty cool how they came up with that idea of this is a movie that Andy saw as a kid and he liked it, and that was interesting concept. But then I just feel like at the end it was just lacking that heart and soul that the Toy Story franchise brings. Mostly the first three, but yeah, I felt like a cash grab classic. Disney pulling that off lately. But as a kid growing up today, I could see how they could enjoy this, of course. But as me, as for an adult, obviously not the target audience, or maybe we are, man, because we're the ones who grew up with Toy Story. So we're gonna go out there and support these characters, these franchises. But yeah, for me, it was simply disappointing. I'll just say that. But moving on, Heat. I do own this. That was a super fun movie. 4.5 stars. Al Pacino, Robert De Niro, two goats, two goat actors. Super well paced movie. Action was super well done. The the sound, man, was mixed very well. I think Disney usually is known for lacking in the sound department there, but Heat, those gunshots just sound super good on the sound system on the speakers, and the 4K itself. I feel like it could have been a bit better, but I thought it was fine. But yeah, the movie itself, it was really good. What can I say that hasn't already been said? Just a classic action thriller. Uh, I kind of classified it as a crime drama, but yeah, Heat, obviously one of the best movies ever made. So um, I guess I could have given it. Oops, I could have given it 5 stars. I felt like I should have. So I might go back and change that actually, but I don't like to go back and like change ratings. But for this one, I might. I don't know why I gave it 4.5. But here's one that I did give 5 stars to, and that's Tremors. And I also own that one. And I own the Arrow edition right here, which comes with a little booklet, and it's the back kind of plain, but this is packed with special features. I really recommend this version if you don't own it. But Tremors I first saw maybe like 20 years ago, so I counted this as a first time watch, and I instantly fell in love with this movie. I give it 5 stars and a heart. Um, and I think watching the special features really made me appreciate this movie even more, because just the way that they described the film being made, the way they used practical effects and used miniatures to shoot specific shots with the creatures, man, that's filmmaking at its finest. And the blend of horror and comedy was just done seamlessly. I think that Kevin Bacon, Fred Ward were great in this. All around, just fantastic movie. One of my new favorites. Okay, finish it up here. Small Soldiers, a movie from my childhood that I picked up on Blu-ray. Rewatching this, I forgot how scary this was. I mean, it really is freaky. It's like Toy Story horror version, I guess. It's really um what's the word? I mean, yeah, scary. The toys, I think the way they were designed is really cool. I like these characters right here in the cover. The character design is really cool, and you got some in the back there. I actually had some of these figures when I was a kid. I did own some. I think I parents bought them for me or something. But the movie itself, so like I have a lot of nostalgia behind it. It's not a great movie, but I did give it 3 stars because, like I said, of that nostalgia, and it was entertaining. It's a pretty silly concept, but worth a watch if you haven't checked it out. I think at least once. Next up, The Fog. I own this Scream Factory double pack edition, which also includes The Howling, which I haven't seen. Hopefully, I'll get around to that soon. But The Fog, I haven't seen all of John Carpenter's filmography. I've seen, his main ones: Halloween, another one which I'll get into in just a minute, The Thing. What's another one? The Fog now. But yeah, this is probably towards the bottom of the list for me. It was still fun, 80s horror, obviously classic. I think it was good, but I expected more out of Jamie Lee Curtis's character, especially seeing her in Halloween, and then this came out after. So for her, I know it's obviously a completely different movie, unrelated, but her to see her role diminished, or I don't know. I just expected more from her character. I was a little disappointed in that. That actor, I forget his name, but I've seen him come out in many more like 80s horror movies. The main actor in this movie, I can't think of it right now. If you know it, comment down below. I'm an idiot for not knowing this, but yeah, I want to check out more of his movies. I'm a little behind on like 80s horror, so I'm definitely trying to fix that, especially coming up soon in October during spooky season. I'll definitely watch more of that. But and last up, finishing up the month, Christine, which unfortunately I do not own. And man, this was the first time watch. 4.5 stars. I loved it. I was really impressed by that movie. I mentioned here, I didn't know until recently, until I did some research after the movie. It was a Stephen King novel, and then this was translated to the screen, which I think that John Carpenter and everyone who worked in this movie did a phenomenal job. To take that story and transfer it to the big screen with a car with the mind of its own. That was really cool. I really like that movie. So yeah, Christine is now like on the top of my John Carpenter list, right below Halloween, but it's up there. And I watched this on Netflix, I believe. But yeah, guys, that's gonna do it. That's all I watched in the month of August. Hopefully September I can beat this and watch more movies. Yeah, 12 movies that I watched in August. So hopefully September I can beat that. And let me know what y'all watched down in the comments. I'm really interested to hear what everybody watched. Which one of these are your favorites? Which ones did you like? Which ones have you seen before? Let me know. Let's start a conversation. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Make sure that you please subscribe, like the video if you're interested in movie content and Blu-ray content, and follow me on Instagram and Letterboxd if you want. And I'll leave those down in the description. But thanks for watching, and see you guys soon.